Hello everyone and welcome to CourseWeaver's authoring tutorial videos for the LON-CAPA system. In this video we're going to cover making multiple choice style questions, which in LON-CAPA are called radio button response problems. Let's get started by logging in and entering the directory where we want to save this problem. I'm going to choose practice problems from our previous video. Remember that once we publish the problem, we won't be able to move it. To create a problem, we choose Select Action, New Problem, and we give it a name. When we're done, click Go. We confirm, and we are now presented with a list of problem templates. It can sometimes be a lot of work to create a problem in LON-CAPA, so templates have been made to help us get started. To preview a template, click on the example link next to any one of them. We're going to choose Radio Button Response, and then click Create Problem. What we see now is our problem in a live testing environment. The top half of the screen is for problem testing, and we'll get to that a little bit later. Below is the actual problem, and we can see that if we click New Randomization, we're already able to get different versions of the same problem. To see what the actual code for the problem looks like, we can click Edit XML. This shows us the actual source code of the problem, which is one way that we can make changes. However, if you're not comfortable dealing with XML code, we can use what's called the colorful editor. To enter the colorful editor, we simply click Edit. We can now make changes in a more visual way by simply scrolling down and changing the text for each block. LON-CAPA organizes each part of a problem using colored blocks, kind of like Legos. And like Legos, you can add and remove as many blocks to customize your problem to fit your needs. Let's get started changing our question. First of all, I would like to change what's being asked in the text block. So let's scroll down here and change it. I'm going to ask, where is Michigan State University? I'll then of course want to change all of the response options, and in LON-CAPA, those are referred to as foils. As we can see here, foil 1, let's make this Michigan, and this is set to true. And let's make this East Lansing, and this is also set to true, and that's called foil 2. Let's look at foil 3. Let's make this Indiana, and that is set to false. And then let's do Texas, that is also set to false. And another one, let's say underwater, that's set to false. When we're all finished, we click Save and View. There was obviously a lot more going on that page than I explained, and we'll get to a lot of it later. But now that we're finished, we can see our problem is modified to say exactly what we want. However, notice that only one true response is presented. No matter how many times we hit New Randomization, LON-CAPA understands that since this is a single response question, it can only provide one correct answer, and it assigns it randomly based on the foils you've created, meaning each student's answer can be different than the one sitting next to them. Oftentimes, though, this isn't enough foils for us, and we'd like to add even more. Let's re-enter the colorful editor, scroll down to the bottom, and let's insert a foil of our own. So we click Insert, Foil, and then Save and Edit to add it. If we scroll back down, we'll see our new foil is here and it's completely blank. First we give it a name. This is what, foil 6? Foil 6. We mark if it's true or false, and then we give it a value. why don't we say Colorado? We click Save and View, and there it is on our first try. If we click New Randomization, we can see Colorado is now interspersed amongst the answers. We also might notice now that instead of 4 responses, we see 5. This is a bit too much for me. Personally, I'd rather it only show 4 or maybe even 3. I can change this by clicking on Edit, and then changing the maximum number of foils shown. I'm going to change this to 4. I'm going to click on Save and View, and now you should be able to see that only 4 are shown. Now oftentimes we want to have more rich content and not just text as our multiple choice responses. LON-CAPA can display just about anything as an answer to a question, from audio to video to complex graphs. But today we're going to look at adding an image as a foil. If we re-enter the problem and we navigate to one of our foils, let's choose underwater, we can insert an image. So we click Image, save and edit. We scroll back down to our foil, and we'll now see there's an image block. The image URL should point directly to the image which you want to include. In LON-CAPA, to properly include an image, it has to be one that's already published in the LON-CAPA system. Thankfully, last video we published an image, so let's select that one. If we click the Select button, and I can see this is already right to where I was. Practice problems. I can select my image, and I can say how big. Let's say 200 pixels by 200 pixels, and then let's save and view. We now see underwater has a fish attached to it. You can include audio, video, once again, just about anything you'd like to include as a multimedia response. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you have any questions, please contact us at info@CourseWeaver.com.